Jordan Davis Podcast. I am your host, Jordan Davis, and on today's episode, I'll be talking about everything that happened in the past week that happened at the Disney Investors Day. So much happened, I had to write it down. So, before we get into that, we're going to talk about the Disney Investors Day, and also, we're going to spend a little bit of time of the growing cast of Spider-Man 3 being confirmed it's a multiverse film and everything that's happening in the news concerning that movie. So, but before we get into the Spider-Man news, we're going to be talking about what I really took away from the Investors Day. And I think first on the list that I have is Disney told us that they have 86 million subscribers. I mean, they only been around for a year. I think that's really incredible. Because in my mind, Disney is getting up there with Netflix. That with all the content that they have, with all the IP and everything from, you know, Marvel, Star Wars, and everything that they got from the Fox, when they bought Fox, I would not be shocked within a year or half a year in 2021 that they, you know, just outgross Netflix. Now, to be perfectly honest, I don't know the subscribers of Netflix, how much they have over Disney. But whatever is the gap between Netflix and Disney, it's gonna get pretty close, and I wouldn't be shocked if they did, you know, beat Netflix in subscribers. And I think when they said that their future is streaming, I believe it is, because now I don't think that they're gonna like make theaters go out of business, because the movie business needs theaters. Because yes, it's very easy to get things on streaming, but there's nothing like the movie experience. There's nothing like going to theaters, getting the popcorn, you know, sitting in those, you know, amazing seats, and really just being so amazed of the kind of surround sound and the big movie, you know, screen, that you can watch amazing movies like like a Marvel movie, a Star Wars movie, Godzilla versus King Kong that's coming up later next year, Wonder Woman coming up. That's a movie you want to see on the big screen, you know, with its surround sound and everything. You want that ultimate movie experience with those big blockbuster movies. Now, I'm all for like certain movies going to streaming, but for me, I just don't believe I want my big blockbuster movies that could gross over $1 billion to be on the streaming service as well with theaters. That kind of movie, that kind of big budget movie needs to be exclusively at the theaters, like for about 3, 4, 6 weeks until it goes onto streaming. I really do, because in my opinion, you just can't replace that experience of going to the movie theater, of that connection of what the cinema does. And that's why I am for the cinema experience, the theater experience, and I don't want everything to go to streaming, because you're just really taking that ultimate experience of going to the movies and really just in awe. I mean, you can't really appreciate a movie of the size of a Wonder Woman of a Justice League, of a Star Wars, a Marvel movie, a Spider-Man movie, unlike your normal television, it will not be good. It will not really, you know, help you in any way of really appreciating that movie. So that's why I believe that we need theaters to majorly be to have those movies. So that's what I think. So going back to the Disney, it's just remarkable that they have that many subscribers that soon, and it's kind of be expected because they have so many IP. They have so long of a list of content that pretty soon they will be the #1 streaming service. If it's not next year, it will be pretty soon. So I think that's what's #1 stick out to me. #2, let's get to the Star Wars stuff. The return of Anakin Skywalker was announced to be in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. And if you were a regular viewer of my channel and my podcast episodes, you can go back and see I talked about how great it would be to have Anakin Skywalker in Obi-Wan Kenobi TV series. I really do. I thought that would be one of the great things. Now, Kathleen Kennedy said we would get a lightsaber duel. Now that's going to be kind of tricky because how are they going to really keep it, not so, convoluted, and because if you watch New Hope, it looked like that they haven't met for a really, really long time, so that's what made that moment special when they fought in A New Hope. So I kind of wonder what they're going to do. Now I thought about how they might, go into a Force bond. Maybe Obi-Wan and Anakin / Darth Vader have a Force bond just like Rey and Ben did in the sequel trilogy. So I wondered, they might have that Force bond, fight each other without even being actually in the same place at the same time. That happened in The Rise of Skywalker with Rey and Kylo. So I kind of wonder if they might do that to really make it special of the the fight in the New Hope, and to also give us that fight in the Obi-Wan Kenobi kind of series. So I thought that was really exciting. Very pumped for it. I have no idea where it's going to go, but it's smart on Disney to really put it out there now, because that's going to be a great marketing tool for them to really put, Darth Vader on those posters and in those trailers, and to really advertise the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie or TV series. Now, they could have kept it a secret, because I think the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is going to sell on its own. To be perfectly honest, on Disney Plus, you're going to get all the Star Wars fans. You might even get those general audience fans to it, because I really think that it's just going to be a hit all around. And it depends how good the writing is and how everything comes together. But I think, it's a great thing they're going to have Anakin / Darth Vader into this show, because I think it just fits. And I'm going to be really excited to see Hayden Christensen back as Darth Vader. Now, I believe he's probably going to be in flashbacks. That's why they probably got him back. Most of the time he's going to be in flashbacks when it was all in the Clone Wars. now, and we might even see him, in the suit without the mask. I don't know. I really don't. But I think it just brings, everyone together. You bring the prequel fans, you bring, the original trilogy fans, you bring the Darth Vader fans, you bring the Anakin Skywalker fans all together. So I think this is going to be such a good show all around for Star Wars and Lucasfilm to really help to get that fandom back together. Again, after, The Rise of Skywalker, which it wasn't a particularly good movie that really didn't help the fans to come together. It just, hurt the fandom even more. So I think this is a good start. A couple of things they announced: Ahsoka from The Mandalorian, TV show that she appeared in. She's gonna have a spin-off, and I wouldn't be shocked if we kind of journey into the world between worlds. If you don't know, that's kind of a time traveling kind of thing, and a lot of people are speculating that you could get Ben Solo back in there. That's how you can tease Ben Solo, and I think that's a great idea. To be perfectly honest, Ben Solo coming back in live action, I think you can tease him, but I don't think you're bringing back Ben Solo back on TV. I think if you're going to bring back Ben Solo, you're going to bring back Rey. Because if you're going to bring back Ben Solo, you have to bring back Rey. Because, they're, two of them go together. You can't have one and not have the other, in my opinion. So yeah, I think that could be a great way to tease Ben Solo. They had the announcement of a Sith point of view show, so I think that could be very interesting to see a point of view from a Sith, because we've always seen it from a Jedi. I kind of want to see it. What is their point of view as a Sith? And because I think from the reason why we've seen the Sith as the bad person or the bad guy or the villain, because we've seen it from the Jedi's point of view. To be perfectly honest, the Jedi are not that good anyway, so, I mean, if you really think of it. So, I'll be very interested to see how is that, how's that point of view. It's going to be, I think it's going to be a female-led protagonist, so, or antagonist, so, we don't know. But I think the big news, big news, maybe unexpected, would be the new Patty Jenkins movie. Kind of a pilot kind of movie, within the Star Wars universe. And I'm really excited for that, because I really liked her Wonder Woman movie. That kind of lacked in the third act with the whole Ares thing, but she is a tremendous director, and I'm truly excited to see a female-led directing movie and see what she does with it. And from what we heard in the news, that that this is going to be an original story, which I think Star Wars needs at the moment. It needs original Star Wars movie that is not connected into the saga, the Skywalker saga in any way. Now, I'm not sure this is taking place after The Rise of Skywalker. Or it's taking, into the future, or is it in the past, is it in between somewhere? I don't know. But I'm really excited for seeing Patty Jenkins in the Star Wars universe. I think that could be a really fun movie. And I'm excited for her, and I'm excited to see the movie. So, I think going off of finishing with Star Wars, I think the third thing that really caught my eye was Disney officially announces to the general public. I knew because I'm a fan of Percy Jackson that they're doing a Percy Jackson live action series, and they teased a logo, actually put out a logo, and it looked pretty good, and it really made everyone excited because I think this could be. I don't know how big it can be, but they have a big enough fan base and fandom to really get up there with, Marvel. I really do, because when this announcement was made, within the first 24 hours, like 1 million people, tweeted about it. So, I mean, that is a exciting, thing to hear that we're finally going to get a Percy Jackson, telling all 5 books. There's more books, but I think to really start with Percy Jackson and the Olympians, I think it's a great thing to do. And I'm really excited how they cast this, and because as you all know, that I think they have to start young. They have to go with unknown for the kids, Percy Jackson, Annabeth, Grover, and all those people. And with the gods, and with, Zeus, Poseidon, Athena, and all of those people. I think you have to get big people, oh, I want to see this because this particular actor is in this movie. You could put Mark Hamill into this. You could put any kind of a big star that's willing to be in a Disney Plus TV show, and I think it's gonna look good because people were kind of scared. Is it even gonna look good in live action? It's Disney. They have the money to make it look good. And you're gonna have the writer of the books pretty much be a showrunner. With this whole Percy Jackson TV show, so I'm excited, and it's gonna be wonderful to hear what's coming next for the series, and more news comes out. I'll be here to report it, and hopefully you Percy Jackson fans, if you're excited about the series, tell me what you want to see in that TV show. What things you want to see, what characters you want to see the most, and what kind of actors you want to be cast in those roles. So give me some comments and everything. Tell me about it. So going on to the MCU, I think this is going to bleed over to the Spider-Man talk, because what really was interesting to me that Spider-Man they announced on the Disney call, and this is probably the only announcement I thought they would get at the Disney Investors Day call, especially for Spider-Man, is Spider-Man is now part of the multiverse arc that they're playing with WandaVision and Doctor Strange 2. Now, I didn't know if we would get any announcement, because if you're paying attention to the news, at least movie news, if you're a big Spider-Man fan, there has been a lot of things to get excited about, to be perfectly honest. You're having rumors of Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire as past Spider-Man's coming back. You have Electro, you have Doctor Strange, you have Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man 2, Alfred Molina. You have so many people coming back for this movie, and just before I push the record button on the podcast, now we have the Green Goblin from the original Spider-Man movies, and Sandman. I mean, how crazy is that? Now, I see a lot of people on the internet, you know, Twitter and all that stuff, like, they're kind of worried about, you know, this movie being too stuff. And my first thought was, yeah, I'm worried. But I think we all have to think is Kevin Feige is putting this together along with Sony, and I trust Kevin Feige. And I think you just have to look back to Civil War, Captain America Civil War. And if you look at that, it's like you had a whole bunch of people, you know, in that movie. You had the Avengers and all of that. You had Spider-Man even in that movie, Black Panther. And I think those Avengers and Spider-Man, a little bit more Black Panther, they were glorified cameos. And I think that's what's going to happen with Spider-Man 3, whatever they call it, Spider-Man 3 Into the Multiverse, you know, I don't know. I mean, multiverse is going to be in some way in the title, or I don't know. But I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be short cameos to glorified cameos, and it's going to focus on the MCU version of Spider-Man. And I think we're going to have like an Endgame and Infinity War kind of battle with the three Spider-Mans teaming up and doing all of that. And so I think that's going to be easily a movie that could get past $1.2, $1.5 billion, because that's going to be the biggest Spider-Man movie everyone who's ever saw. Because none of us, and even a Spider-Man fan like me, I never thought I would see that. I really didn't. You know, people make, you know, fantasy, you know, movies, fantasy dreams of Spider-Man movies, superhero movies, of what could happen. Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios is making those dreams come true, along with Sony. You know, so that's pretty exciting. It really is. It's pretty exciting to see this movie come to life. It's going to be very, very interesting on how they balance it. But to me, I'm not going to doubt Kevin Feige, because he knows what he's doing. I mean, he worked on, you could say he was the, you know, a big reason for the success of Spider-Man 2, the Raimi Spider-Man 2, because that's still probably one of the best Spider-Man movie to ever be made. Now this one, if everything turns out well, if it's directed and if it's shot well and the story is well, is written well, this could be the best Spider-Man movie ever. So, I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. I mean, because there's so many things that could happen. I mean, this is a movie that's so hard to write, because at any moment, all these stuff can break. If you make one mistake, it can all crash down on you. So, yeah, like I said, I'm really excited for this. This is probably going to be my most anticipated movie in 2021, even though I have to wait almost till Christmas of next year. But yeah, I'm just really excited for this movie. This is a Avengers Endgame kind of hype of movie that I think everyone should be hyped for if you're a Spider-Man fan. And if you're a Tobey fan, Andrew Garfield fan, you need to get hyped, because this could, you know, be something very, very special. But I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what are your concerns? What are you most excited about this potential Spider-Man 3 multiverse movie going on. So yeah, I would love to hear what you have to say, and tell me what are your concerns and everything, and what would, as a Spider-Man fan, or just a general movie fan, what would make this the best movie for you? What would have to happen? So yeah, just comment below and tell me about it. And I think the last thing I would have to say that really caught my attention at the Disney Investors Day was the announcement of the Fantastic Four. They're working on Fantastic Four movie and being directed by John Watts, the current Spider-Man 3 director. I thought that was pretty shocking because, one, we're going to have a new Spider-Man 4, 5, 6 director when the next trilogy comes. And I think that was to be expected. But I did not expect Marvel to pick right up and go right to Fantastic Four. And if you really think about it, it's like, I think he would be perfect for it because he fits the tone of what the Fantastic Four is. And if you watch those, the Spider-Man movies he's done, I think like I said, he'd be perfect for it. And I also think it makes you be excited for Spider-Man 3 about what they saw in the writing and what they're doing in Spider-Man 3 really gave them confidence in really telling you that Spider-Man 3 has to be good for Kevin Feige to trust the Fantastic Four. The first time Marvel Studios is going to do a Fantastic Four movie. Man, that has to be kind of special, for Spider-Man fans to get them even more excited about what he could do with the Fantastic Four. Now, I don't know how far it could be 2023. I think we all want like Emily Blunt and John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm. I think everyone would want that. I don't know if they're gonna be cast as those particular characters. They might cast young. They might cast around middle age. I think the perfect age is around the mid-30s kind of thing. I think that's perfect age. I really do. I don't think you need to go young again because that really didn't do good. And I wouldn't think you would go too old. And I think you kind of go, mid-30s. Maybe cast Johnny Storm a little bit younger. Late 20s, mid-20s. So I think that I think that's the perfect age range for who you're casting for these characters. And I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the Fantastic Four can drop anywhere. I mean, it could come out of the quantum realm. I mean, they can be rising scientists in the current MCU timeline. I mean, they don't have to be from like the quantum realm. I mean, you can just say they didn't have powers to help, like the other like MCU storylines. So maybe they're just just scientists, until like they went into space. That's kind of like recent Fantastic Four movie. So they might change it up a little bit. I don't know. But I think that's just a real shock because the Fantastic Four being back at Marvel, it just feels right. It just feels like It's back where it's supposed to be. It was kind of with Spider-Man. It's back with Marvel, where it's supposed to be. Marvel is supposed to be in the MCU. This just is. Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, X-Men. You're probably going to get X-Men later down the line, but I think it's a great idea to start with Fantastic Four. I really do. So I am ecstatic, excited to see a Fantastic Four movie, how it's supposed to be. And I think the John Watts director of Fantastic Four is the perfect thing for that movie. So yeah, that's what I think about the Fantastic Four movie, and I'm real excited for it, and yeah, so I would like to know what are your comments about the Fantastic Four movie. What do you want to see? Do you want to see Doctor Doom? Who's your fan cast for Fantastic Four? Because pretty much everyone has a fan cast for the Fantastic Four. So yeah, I love to see. Give me like some names. Give me some fan casting. I would love to see what's your fan cast for Doctor Doom. So yeah, just put everything in the comments. You know, what do you want to see? So so yeah, so that's gonna be everything that really caught my eye with everything that happened at the Disney Investors. Yeah, and with Spider-Man and everything that's going on, yeah, I'm really excited for the future and everything that could give us. And yeah, so this is going to be the end of the podcast. If you want to watch more of my episodes, just subscribe, like, and comment, and do all that stuff. And make sure you hit the notification bell to know when I post new episodes, because you know you never know when one could post. So always make sure to notify and to click that bell. And so yeah, until next time, hope to see you soon. I hope everyone has a blessed week and a happy Merry Christmas. See you later.